Arcade game done. Next, I have to actually start putting some pieces into this car. I've laid them all out. I've got them out of the boxes. I promise they're not going to go back in again. So, I've got some bolts, sorted those out, washed them, got them all clean. I'm just going to set them all up and see if I can figure out how to put it all in there. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because it's been covered to death on the internet, but let's see if anything comes up. So I've encountered a really concerning problem already with these. I'm not sure if it's normal or not, but the threads, it's all the way through this boss section, but I have to get this lever in here and it's still like ridiculously tight to move. I mean, it doesn't seem right. Another problem I've had is that on this side it won't screw all the way into the boss on here as far as it does on the other side. So I don't know if it's a QC problem or what. I just have to set them up. I need to set them up as short as I can. I know that, so let's see. Now there's a good trick I found with these boots. Instead of having to screw the sphericals all the way out, they'll just slide with a little bit of persuasion straight over the top, which is good. Okay, so I got a bit confused as to which way around these LCOs go. They go in with this bracket facing upwards towards the car, and then this angle piece lays in pointing at the coilover hole. Because I'm running an R33 subframe, I need to add extra washers on either side of these collars, so I'll try and juggle that all in there. So I'm just having a closer look at how these sphericals have lined up. I've popped the rubber boot off to have a look. It's a bit concerning that the angle that they're set up on, that is actually, like the outer's actually right off the rotating piece. It seems crazy, but I set them all up the same length. I guess that's just how it's meant to be. Right, so I've checked the GKTech website. I've got this image here. You can see everything's lining up. Like I said, you can see here, there's that huge misalignment on both of those. So I'm fairly certain that's just the way it is. It must be okay. Okay, so I've got the opposite side in, but it's really binding hard. I'm not impressed with that. I don't know why it's binding so much. So I've had a closer look at the problem. It's not that easy to get a shot of, but the outer ring of the spherical's binding on the collar, that black collar there. You can see it's grinding on it. Alright, so the trouble I had with binding, fixed it completely. What I had to do was add 2 washers at the front here rather than one either side. So I might go back and do that on the other side. That seems to be perfect now. The misalignment's still pretty high on these, but it's not binding, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so I didn't actually have to change the washers on this side, but I found another problem. There's not enough clearance for the boot because of the reinforcement kit, the way I put it on there. It's grabbing on the boot and tearing it a bit. Boots don't have to be run, but I'm going to pull that off, bend that back out of the way so it doesn't catch on there. Right, so I've spoken to GKTech over Instagram about the problems I thought I was having with these LCAs. Turns out there's nothing to worry about. This alignment here is quite extreme, but it's part of the design. And the binding I was getting, I fixed that, already covered. Had to change the washers around on the other side, put two at one end. On this side, I undid it, and then I noticed the gap was bigger on one side. I actually just pounded over the bracket a bit with a hammer, and now when I tighten it up, it's got no bind whatsoever. So I guess there's a bit of tolerance from factory. When these are installed, plus when I welded the braces on, it probably warped a little bit. So anyway, I'm happy with that. Now, the other problems I was having regarding the threads in these sections, apparently there were a couple of units that had some dodgy threads, and they offered to re-tap or replace the sphericals if needed. So I'm just going to see how they go. I think it'll be alright at the length I've got it and go from there. Finally, I did find out from them that I'll need to take the lock nuts off the other arms so that I get the arms short enough, because I'm running negative 10 millimeters on the LCAs to try and pull my wheels in underneath the guards. Right, next up, rubber bits on, lock nuts off, shanks into knuckles, knuckles into car, arms into car, yes. Okay, so next I've got to pull these shanks up into the knuckles. I think it's tightened 100 Newton meters, 90 Newton meters. I'll look that up and get them both in there. Okay, so I've got the shank in there and the nut on there. So I'm going to put in the soft jaws in the vise, do it up tight as hell. It likes to spin. Make sure that it's sitting on the taper. Snug it down, and then give it 90 Newton meters. Now, get a knuckle. Has to go this way because the toe arm sections stick out the back. Now, there's lots of comments on the internet about those bending, but GKTech maintain that it hasn't happened very often, so I'm just going to go with it and see how it works. I guess if it bends under normal driving, then it will be warranty. So I've encountered a bit of a problem with these rubber boots. They don't seem to like sitting down in there. They just pop up like that. Might have to ask about what's going on with those. I've tried getting it down in there, just won't stay. Maybe I can put a cable tie around the top of it to hold it down. Just see how it goes. There we go, one side in. A few little problems, but all in there. Then to do a basic alignment, and well, we'll put the other side in and do some sort of basic alignment, but yeah, it's good progress. Just want to stop and have a look at this and see, look at the way it moves. It's pretty cool. I mean, there's been a hell of a lot of work go into figuring that out. It's very impressive, and the cost, I mean, there's a couple of little problems with them, but for the price you're paying, the way they've managed to get them out of China and be reliable, it's pretty incredible.